What is up? My name is Matt the Supreme and welcome back for another video. Today I am going to be doing my first video in my series of buy, sell, or hold, and we're going to be covering the Adidas Yeezy 700 Azael V3 that came out about 2 weeks ago. This is obviously the first V3 in the 700 line, and before I talk about the prices and such, I just want to cover how I feel about the shoe aesthetically, because I realized that even if a shoe has hype, if you look at it, you're not feeling it, you don't understand what they did with the design to make it better, guess what? People aren't going to want to wear the shoes, and if they don't want to wear them, they're not going to want to buy them, and that price is not going to go up and to the right. I was able to get one pair of these using a Burst browser. I'm going to put the information down below. Not a sponsor, but they helped me hit a pair, and great buy. And I actually haven't gotten mine yet. Hopefully on Monday it comes in, but based off of the pictures and the pairs I saw in hand at Stadium Goods and Flight Club, this shoe is great. It's the best 700 in my opinion, better than all of the V2s, and I like the new design. Obviously it's still like a big bulky shoe, but they really kind of give it that futuristic look. It almost looks like it was like 3D printed, and I love it. I'm a huge fan. If it wasn't so expensive right now, I would probably keep one for the toe, but I'm not gonna do that. So when it comes to buying, selling, and holding, as far as Yeezys go, we all know that it can be absolutely horrendous because Yeezy tends to restock stuff, especially stuff that people never thought they were gonna restock. We saw that with the Zebras, we see that with the Wave Runners on a almost regular basis. In the case of the Wave Runners, we still see that the price is high, well above retail. There's still money to be made despite the fact that it's been restocked multiple times. And so I'm gonna kind of use that to determine my analysis of if you should buy, sell, or hold. So the prices are currently in the low 400s up to the mid 500s depending on the size. This is down about like 10 to 15% since it dropped, which is normal. Obviously once people get the pairs in hand, they sell them, the price goes down, etc. So the way I see this is that where it is right now is going to be pretty close to the bottom, meaning I don't think it's going to go down anymore right now. So it wouldn't be a horrible shoe to hold, but the main concern is the restock. And nobody knows if it's coming. It may not. Maybe it'll happen in 9 months, a year, maybe it'll never happen. But with Yeezys, you really got to be careful, and I learned this the hard way because I bought about 15 pairs of black 350s to hold over the summer, and guess what? Bada bing, bada boom, Black Friday restock, and the value went down 20 to 35% depending on the size. That's what you need to consider. Personally, with my pair, I am not going to hold it. I'm going to send it to consignment because I just don't see the growth. I don't think that it's going to appreciate in value enough to allow me to just ignore the risk of the restock. So that's pretty much how you have to weigh it. You have to weigh, what percent chance is there going to be a restock, and what's the ceiling? What's the most that this item can get to? The most that any consumer will be willing to pay. And so the way I see it, it's not a bad hold, but personally I'm going to send my pair to consignment to get the most amount of money for it. If you don't know what sneaker consignment is, I made 4 videos about that, and the link for the playlist is down in the description below. I would highly recommend you check that out because consignment is the best way to get the most amount of money for your shoes. It's not even comparable to StockX, and it's not comparable to GOAT either. So it's really up in the air. I would hate for people to hold it for 6 months just to hear that there's going to be a restock coming, and obviously it depends also on the size of the restock. If this thing general releases like we saw the creams do, the price on it is going to go way down. If it's a smaller restock like we saw in the Aliens, then the price isn't going to be too affected. But either way, I just see the ceiling for this shoe, at least in 6, 9 to 12 months, not being high enough to justify taking the risk of a restock. So that's my opinion. I know it's very simple with the Yeezys. You're gonna hear a lot of the same thing because nobody really knows about these restocks. That's why you have to consider just the design, the aesthetic of the shoe so much, because restock is possible for any shoe that they've ever dropped. And so you have to think, do I want to risk that to maybe make an extra 100 on my pair when on the flip side I could easily decrease the value of my pair 200 if they restock? And to me, I don't think it's worth it. I think there's a lot of people that they're trying to squeeze out like $5 and $10, which isn't a bad thing, but sometimes being greedy and trying to hold something for a long time will not work in your benefit. So that's the only thing I have to say about the 700 Azaels. Very nice shoe. If you haven't seen them in hand, I recommend going to a consignment shop, getting them in your hand, looking at them, because I'm very excited for the future generation of V3s with this new design. And I'm wondering what you guys think. Do you think it's gonna go up? Do you think that this is a great price, maybe you should buy more? Or do you think this is a time to sell? Which is pretty much my conclusion. And leave that in the comments down below. And if you guys want to see any other videos, whether it be a buy, sell, or hold, or just really anything to do with business or sneakers, comment that down below. I comb through the comments to get ideas for future videos, and I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video and it gave you something to think about, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate the time. I am Matt the Supreme, and I will catch you in the next one. Let's make some racks and spit the facts, baby.